Okay, here we have it, the DDB. That's the DrumDokta breakout. This adds you the raw oscillator outputs and the hand clap with a couple of controls on there. And I'm just going to show you now some examples of what you can do with this. Okay, in this example, what we've got is raw oscillator output 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're going to a sequential switch. And the output of the sequential switch is going to the CV in on an OS303, so it's basically frequency modulation. And the output of the OS303, is going to a channel on the QMMG. The trigger for the QMMG is coming from the rotating clock divider SCM. This is running the show. So basically what's going to happen is every time a trigger pulse comes to the trigger in, which is also firing the QMMG channel, we're going to step through and frequency modulate the OS303 with a different one of the raw outputs. So we're going to get sort of bongo sounds. So let's switch that on. And like I say, you can, because you've got a sequential switch, you can set to 3 steps or 2 steps, back to 4, and you get kind of bongo sounds, and you can adjust the oscillator tuning to change what the bongos kind of sound like. Now let's add some drums. Okay, now you may have seen me do this before. It wasn't a video that was posted on the blog, but it was posted up on Muff Wigglers in order to answer someone's question of how to make cymbal hi-hat sounds with just the raw oscillators. Well, obviously, these are the oscillators that make the sounds in the DrumDokta, so it's pretty straightforward. What you do is you take outputs 2, 3, and 4, and you put them into a mixer. You take the mixer output, and now you need a couple of bandpass filters, which I don't actually have. So I'm running this into channel 1 on the QMMG and channel 1 of QMMG into channel 2, and then the output of that into the SEM, a 1065 filter. These are both set to high pass, so it's not really a bandpass filter, but you can kind of get the similar effect. And of course I've got the bandpass output on here. And this is going to a VCA, and the output of the VCA is going to the mixer. VCA is going to be triggered from a dual ADSR, and this is all, again, everything's being clocked from the 4MS stuff. And let's have a listen to that. And you can hear we've kind of got a bit of a hi-hat sound. If we adjusted the sustain on this, it's more of a cymbal sound, and of course we can adjust the sound with the filters. So that's pretty basic, but I mean, if I had 2 bandpass filters, it would actually sound a lot more like a proper cymbal as comes out of this. And let's put the drums back in. Okay, as with the hi-hat cymbal style patch, we've got oscillator output 2, 3, and 4 going to the mixer, and the mixer output is going to QMMG channel 1. Channel 1 output is going to channel 2. Channel 2 output is going to A105 SEM audio input. Both of these are set to, one set to low pass and high pass. This one, the output is set to bandpass output. This is going to a VCA. VCA is being triggered from a dual ADSR. Again, as all the other patches, clocking is coming from the 4MS gear. And we've got one channel of the maths, which is modulating the SEM filter. So let's switch that on, have a listen. And of course you can play around with the sound of this with the filter. And let's bring the drums in yet again. Okay, in this example, we're going to make sort of like a synth snare, shall we say. What we've got here is we've got the jack number 1 output going into a VCA, and this is being controlled from a dual ADSR. Now the reason I'm using 2 ADSRs this time is because I want the oscillator portion of the snare to be shorter than the noise portion. So this is set up for the oscillator portion. Now if I just turn that all down and we just listen to that, it's just a little ping. And the snare, the noise portion is coming from the pseudo random output into audio in on the SEM filter. This is set to low pass. You can set to high pass, whatever sort of suits your taste. And this is going to VCA, and this being triggered from the other ADSR. And we'll listen to that. And together. You really don't want much of the oscillator, just a little bit, just to give a bit of flavour to it. And of course you can adjust this. Like I say, you only need a little bit of the oscillator, not much at all, really, to get an authentic sound. And let's bring the drums back in. Right. Well, I'm going to leave it there. I think there's enough for you to get on with. There's a few ideas for you. Hopefully you'll come up with something a lot more interesting than I did, and post it up and let me know. See ya.